Okay, what's going on, y'all? I'm actually at home today, so we're gonna do this thing from home today. But I felt the need that it was important. Excuse me. I felt the need it was important that I jump on here and I start doing this thing every day at 3 o'clock to try to help you guys understand the narrative. Um, a lot of you guys, you get yourself a family court attorney under the impression that two things: you are getting help, and um, more so than that, um, you know how to use an attorney. Now, here's what I mean on the back end of that. People, I remember when I first started this company. Actually, the company started. I started a credit. This company started from a credit repair business, and I used to do a. When I was in college. I used to do, and the reason why I started the newsletter in college, because I was able to. I was able to run off like 2,000 copies of my newsletter, man. I was just going through paper to the point where they literally stopped it. But I know they stopped it because of me, because I stayed in the printing shop, and I used to distribute my newsletter in Allentown, Pennsylvania, Newark, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I used to distribute my newsletter in 3 cities. And the company got so big. And when the company got big, I did not know how to manage a company that big. And it failed. So it is the same narrative when you guys hire attorneys. You hire attorneys not realizing that you, in fact, don't know how to use your attorney. And because you don't know how to use your attorney, this is why a lot of you individuals, you hire attorneys and you don't get anywhere. You hire an attorney and let the attorney lead. You don't hire an attorney and lead the attorney. If there's any part of this where I'm wrong at, please, by all means, drop a comment. Appreciate those thumbs up. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play this video that this attorney did. I'm gonna play it once. Then I'm gonna play it again. Now, I want y'all to take heed to something. I went to school for law. And when you went to school for law, this is what makes my company so successful. This is what makes me so successful. And this is why when I do my one-on-one consultations with individuals, I tell them, give me the long version of what's going on. Don't leave nothing out. Because they could leave one thing out, and that was a very important element that add up to what was said over here, but they never said it. So now I'm like, that came out of nowhere. There's something else that needs to go with that. Then I'll be like, well, hold. How did they say that? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. And then it's like, okay, yeah, that's more like it. So I'm telling y'all that because you could listen to something and be like, oh, what's the problem? I listened to it and I'm like, what? As I will now demonstrate. So I'm gonna play this.
How do you prove parental alienation in a courtroom? This can be extremely difficult. This is because primarily the rules of evidence, what we're allowed to bring into court. What we will typically do when we believe there is parental alienation is we will ask for a guardian ad litem. And the guardian ad litem is an arm of the court. They have the ability to go and talk to witnesses, talk to the children. And what's really great about a guardian ad litem is what the children tell the guardian ad litem becomes admissible in court. And it's a huge help in these type of parental alienation cases, which are otherwise very difficult to prove.
Oh, I'm sorry. I fell asleep listening to that bullshit. Wow. First thing I want to do, pick this lady's whole bullshit apart. They use guardian ad litem's for everything. They use guardian ad litem's to do what judges are supposed to do. So let me break something down to you right off the cuff. Do not ever waste your time and speak to anybody before a judge. Never waste your time and speak to anybody unless it's a judge. Guardian ad litem's, what they do is they make recommendations. And the judge be like, okay, and sign off on it. The judge don't say, you recommend that, but Chris said something that judge wasn't there. Judge don't know nothing. So they actually use guardian ad litem's to do the entire process of being the one to decide everything. That's number one with the guardian ad litem. Here's number two. Not all, if any, allow you to understand what they recommend. It's a secret. It's whenever they invite somebody into the court arena, that person, you will never get to know what they say. So they'll make a ruling, and they'll say to you, okay, due to the recommendation of the guardian ad litem, we can only give you Thursdays at 2:00 to 2:04. You'd be like, whoa, well, what did she say? And now you're like, now everything is finally coming. Now the bullshit is just hitting you, and it's too late. People, I'm gonna tell you something. As a citizen of this United States, you have a right to not say anything to anyone unless it's a judge. If you go to court and it's a hearing officer or guardian ad litem, and you're sitting in there, they say, blah, 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 blah. Listen, I would like this matter to go before a judge. I plead the Fifth Amendment to any further testimony. Here's what's going to happen. Well, we're going to continue this with or without you. And then the mother's going to say something jacked up, and then they're going to both look at you, entice you to speak. And then the second you open your mouth, what you just said about wanting your issue to go in front of a judge, you now just put your foot in your mouth, and you're now obligated to participate in that shenanigans. All right. So I got some more to say about these individuals. So I'll let you listen to that. Now I'm going to let you listen to some pieces, and then I'm going to break it down.
How do you prove parental alienation in a courtroom? This can be extremely difficult. This is because primarily the rules of evidence, what we're allowed to bring into court. What we typically do.
Let me just stop it right there. You heard what she said, what we're allowed to bring in court. People, that is the noose around the father's neck. What we're allowed to bring in court. How many times is an alienation case against a woman? How many times? Anybody? How many times is an alienation against the mother? That's number one. Number two, she said, and I heard what she said because I was sitting here when she said it. She said, what we're allowed, the reason why it's hard to prove is based on what we're allowed to bring to court. So what she is saying is that a father's independent evidence is not allowed. A guardian ad litem is going to go and do a research. So now they got guardian ad litem's. They're playing family court detective. I can only imagine what's going on in their head to think about the quote unquote power that they got. I can only imagine what's going on in their head. When she said the evidence that we're allowed to bring, this is why I don't like, nor do I trust family court attorneys. And why do I be specific with family court attorneys? You know why I'm specific with family court attorneys? Appreciate those thumbs up. You know why I am specific with family court attorneys? Because with a criminal attorney, they bring evidence and you can't dispute it. A family court attorney, you can say something and it means something else. It can be reinterpreted. She didn't bring the child to the drop-off point. Well, she does have car troubles and all that. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to bring the child to the point where she don't bring the child to the drop-off point. Well, she said the child was sick and she did take the child to the doctors. No, she taking the child to the doctors when it's the father's time so it can look good. The doctor says, oh, the child will be fine. long as she took the child to the doctor, that's adequate evidence for the mother to, what they say, alienate from the child. Allow me to bring you the true narrative as to what they're saying. The legal term is called fostering a relationship between father and child. Atia LaShawn Bradley did this to me numerous times. I went 6 months without seeing my daughter at that time. I went 4 months without seeing my daughter at that time. I went 3 months without seeing my daughter at that time. I went months. And guess what? They ain't never say nothing about a guardian ad litem then. I simply took receipts that I was at the McDonald's where we dropped the child off, even though we lived right next door to each other. They gave her all this control. Nope, come all the way 3 miles away to a McDonald's. We'll drop the child off at McDonald's. And I was glad. She didn't realize that I was glad. She didn't realize that I was more happy with that. It's just being difficult because, like I say, that, women are real smart. They're the smartest at being stupid. I didn't understand that. But it turned out to work for me. It turned out to work in my favor because I would go to the drop-off point at 11 o'clock like I was supposed to, and every day, and I would go to the drive-thru, or would go inside, and I would buy me some French fries and just keep the receipt, proving that I was there. And that wouldn't have been good enough. That wouldn't have been good enough. I want to be clear. I went through this in the late 90s, early 2000s. The way court has evolved with this nonsense now, they're putting a lot of trick in the game. And a lot of you guys are getting caught up in a bunch of narratives and a might be and whoa, you can look at it this way and a whole bunch of stuff. It is not the same now. It's not. And I want to go left for a second. Those that follow me on my other channels know that I can be talking and then I'll go left, which is, it'll be off topic. It'll be right there, but it'll be on topic. People, I'm going to tell you something that you need to understand. And you need to understand this like real quick. Do you know what a deadbeat here? Do you know what a deadbeat get told? Do you know what a deadbeat get asked? A deadbeat never get told. Excuse me. Let me back that up. A deadbeat never get told. Fathers get told, deadbeats get asked. You know what the deadbeat get asked? When are you coming to see the child? You don't ever come see the child. You don't spend time with this child. I have this child all day to myself. You don't do anything. I had this child. I had this child. These kids need to see their daddy. These kids don't know who you are. That's what a deadbeat hear. A father gets told, I don't want you to. Atia LaShawn Bradley came into court and she said, why did y'all even give him custody? Where am I going with this? I'm glad you asked. If you are dealing with the custody battle, and I'm just going to say this and I'm not going to put no emphasis on it, it's up to you. You do know when it comes to women, whatever you want from them, you have to act the opposite. You do know that, right? You do know that. You know that? What did I just say? Let me say it again. You do know whatever it is you want from a woman, you act the opposite. So what am I saying? Glad you asked. If you want custody, act like you don't want custody. I remember when I finally said, Atia LaShawn Bradley, I get it. You got your daughter wanting to put a pole in my hole now. And I remember I said, you know what? I can fight Atia LaShawn Bradley, but I'm not fighting her daughter. She is the reason for this. So, and here was my narrative for those that want to get inside my head for a second, after 11 and a half years, of course. And my daughter seeing me get locked up numerous times, knowing I had custody of her. I'm sorry, my daughter at that time. I don't want Atia LaShawn Bradley looking at this thinking that I'm not trained to the point to know that it in fact is your daughter. So I told my daughter, I'm sorry, I said it again. I told my daughter at that time, okay, I can fight your mother with no problem, blindfolded, both hands tied behind my back. I told my daughter at that time, please don't go down this road. I am not going to fight you. I cannot fight you. I can't fight you with an army, with a tank. I can't fight you. I can't fight you with a nuclear war. I cannot fight you. There is no narrative where I'll be able to pull the trigger on you. There's no narrative where I'll be able to push a button on you. You are my daughter. Don't go down this road. And my love for her made her think and do otherwise. And it was at that time I said, okay, I'll tell you what. I'm not fighting you two. So it was nice knowing you. Haven't seen her since. That's that. So just know that when you are going at this, just know that. And 3 years after that, that was 2009. In 2012, I was in court because Miss Atia LaShawn Bradley in 2010 put a restraining order on me after not seeing her for a year. And then not knowing about it for 2 years because she used out-of-state address, just put a restraining order in on convenience. Didn't want to come to where I live, just did it where she lived. Anyway, I adhered to the jurisdiction because I'm a bad mother. And I just went in there and tore off. That's what I did. Anyway, so I goes into court for a restraining order. For those that know the story, I was told that I had a silver 9mm handgun. I didn't. I had a silver 380. I was told that I lived at this address. Anyways, I gets there, and this is part of my one-on-one teachings and how I teach you fathers. And that one-on-one teachings that I teach you father is do not participate in none of the shenanigans. And so y'all gonna have to forgive me, even though I'm taking y'all through various things, and then I'm gonna bring y'all back to this. But I don't want to say nothing and have y'all saying to yourself, what exactly did he mean by that? So I want to touch bases on everything as I go. Forgive me. I'm 20 years in with this. I can talk forever with this. All right. So I went to a restraining order hearing in 2012 after not seeing Atia LaShawn Bradley or her child 3 years now. Last time I seen her was 2009. Here's 2012. I had a radio show, and I wanted to help everybody in her complex understand the person that lives in apartment 14, the little girl that you see with her. I'm her father. I'm a radio show host. This is what I do. And I want to tell y'all the reason as to why y'all don't see me around. And Atia LaShawn Bradley, instead of going to go file an injunction like everybody else is supposed to do, she filed a restraining order. Now, an injunction is called a cease and desist, but women, they do everything through family court. This is why restraining orders are so prevalent. All right. So I found out about this restraining order 2 years later in 2012. I go to the court, and the judge says, Mr. Smith, before we get started, is there any evidence? This is how he said, let's just say the camera is me. This is how they talk. They talk with a vague arrogance about them to say, I got you here now and you're under my authority. This is how the judge was talking. I'm looking at the camera right now. Even though when I talk, I look at my image, but I'm looking at the camera right now. So this is how the judge talked. Mr. Smith, before we get started, is there any evidence that you would like to submit? So he talks with the bobblehead wandering, and then he looks at me like, now I want to see your response after I drop the fucking chicken nugget on your ass. I said, no. This is what I tell my clients. This is part of my one-on-one. When you hire me and do a $50 consultation, this is part of what I tell individuals. I said, no. Yarn, I think there's a mistake. I'm not here to participate in this. I looked at her. I looked at the jury. I said, I'm not here to participate in this. And I said, Miss Bradley stated inside this so I don't know how a judge signed off on this, because I'm real animated when I go to court. That's why I love going to court. Yo, I love going to court. I don't know why y'all be so fucking scared, but I be in there and they're like, showtime. Yeah, I go Swiss beats on the motherfuckers. I'll just be in there like, yo, I'm fucking happy to be here. I am. I'm delighted. I'm ecstatic and shit. So I was like, no, I'm not in here to participate in this. It says right here, Atia LaShawn Bradley filed that I have a silver 9mm handgun. I don't remember ever owning a silver 9mm handgun. And she also, now I had a 380, but she didn't say 380. This is how accurate you need to be. She said I had a silver 9mm. I had a 380, silver, chrome. She also put my business address in there. Now, I don't live at 1505 Stuyvesant Avenue in Union, New Jersey. I live in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. I said, I'm trying to figure out why is this address on here? So I said to, basically to submit evidence means that I'm trying to fight a lie. I don't do that. Oh, so I take it you're ready to proceed. I said, no, I'm eager. He said, yeah, I can tell. All right. So I'm telling y'all that because, like I said, I went left and I said, you do understand that fathers are told and deadbeats are asked. Deadbeats are asked, why don't you come see the child? Fathers are told, I don't want you to come see the child. And it was in 2012, after battling Atia LaShawn Bradley for 11 and a half years, and then finally saying, I get it now. I just don't mean nothing to this family. I get it. Not fighting the family. See, it's the difference when you're fighting for custody and the child. I said, but now I'm fighting the family. My daughter is now armed up, got on her stuff, and now I'm at war with my daughter too at that time, of course. So I said, nope, keep my sanity. I'm done. 3 years later, 2012, we're in court. When Atia LaShawn Bradley gets, we was in restraining order, court for restraining order. You want to proceed? Yes. A bombshell. Atia LaShawn Bradley says, okay, we swear in. Judge gives this little spill. If in fact this restraining order is successful, Mr. Smith, this will affect your visitation time. I object, Your Honor. Talking to a fucking pro. Whoa. I object, Your Honor. I said, did you just say that if she is successful with this restraining order, it will affect my visitation of the minor child? That's correct. I said, Your Honor, I think you've been misinformed. You're trying to restrain me from something I'm not trying to restrain. That's her child. I'm not. I said, listen, you can go ahead and give her a restraining order for 100 years. But I haven't seen this woman in 6 years because before 2009, we did exchange at the school. I have not seen this woman in 3 years before that. So now the 3 years before that, I haven't seen this woman in 6 years. And the judge was like, is that true? Yeah. I said, but then I turned to the jury. But look how mad she acted. I haven't seen this woman in 6 years. Look how mad she is, right? So the judge proceeded. Then he said, okay, did a little spill. I said, no, I'm not trying to see this woman. I have no interest in her. No, anyway. So then the judge says, okay, open this thing up. Atia LaShawn Bradley, you get that cross-examine first. Bombshell, do you know what Atia LaShawn Bradley did in cross-examining me? Do you know what Atia LaShawn Bradley did in cross-examining me? I haven't seen her daughter in 3 years, since 2009. I hadn't seen her since 2006. You know what she did? She bust out crying. Why you don't come see your daughter? The custody order's still the same. Judge said, whoa, Mr. Smith, don't answer that. I said, no, allow me. I'm in there Swiss beating on it. It's showtime. I looked at the jury. I said, let's be clear. Don't believe none of that. Your Honor, if you like, you can go into a recess and for the 11 years, if you can find anywhere in this woman's testimony in 11 and a half years, I look at the jury, in 11 and a half years, that she had to cry and put on this facade of me coming, because everything you're going to find for 11 and a half years that I fought to be a father was, I don't want you to. Why y'all give him custody? And she never showed up. She was held in contempt 3 times, fined over $2,500. She had no wants for me to see and be with her child. And now this? The judge said, why do you keep saying her child? Are you not the father of the minor child? First thing I said to myself in my head, boy, and the hits just keep on coming. Then Atila Sean Bradley, what does she do? She picks up a postcard. I'm just fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. She picks up a fucking postcard. He left her. He sent me a postcard and told her never come to his house again. And want to submit that as evidence. So just take heed to that. Just understand. If you say for 30 days, just for 30 days, not forever, not for 31 days, not for 45. If you say for 30 days, I'm just going to act like I don't care. Just take a fucking mental vacation. For 30 days, say you don't care. If there's a court hearing that comes up at that time, you go to court, nonchalant. Mr. Smith, you want any, how much time do you want with your child? Hey, whatever she wants. We're asking you. Yeah, I'll just call her and she'll let me have to. If you act like you don't care, I promise you, you'll be talked to like the deadbeat dad get talked to. And the deadbeat dad get talked, as I stated earlier. They don't get asked. I'm sorry, they don't get told. They don't want you to. They get asked, why don't you? When Atila Sean Bradley said that shit in court in 2012, my brain was about to explode because I'm not the person y'all see today. When y'all look at my videos, y'all might say, damn, this guy is, he's sharp. This guy is the Bruce Lee of talking shit. I was not this guy in 2012. I had my arrogance, but there was a lot of things about me, about women that I did not, like a lot of you, when you break up with a woman, you're still looking for something. Oh, she want to talk. No, the fuck she don't. She want to gather information to use against you. A woman is like the authority. Everything you say can and will be used against you with them. Don't talk. All right. So just take heed to that. Like I said, if you don't do it forever, just do it for 30 days, and I guarantee you'll see the difference. You think you wouldn't. You think you'll not answer her one time and you'll never ever see your kid again. I know what's going on in your head, but that's what you think. I'm trying to tell you. It's a facade. I'm trying to tell you. I've been there. Listen, I do not teach nothing I haven't done. And if it didn't work, I would not tell you. All right? Take heed to that. All right.
How do you prove parental alienation in a courtroom? This can be extremely difficult.
Okay, she said, this is why I listen to that and I say, it's the ultimate setting your fucking bunhole up for a dildo party. You know, they just got the stack of dildos and they want to use your bunhole as the sponsor. People, she's acting like y'all live together and the action happened in a house with y'all together. Alienation simply is a parent not allowing the other parent access. Is that not easy to prove? What is so difficult about that? What is so difficult about that to say, oh, let me use my thing for example. Okay, here's let's just use mine for example. I got the receipts. McDonald's receipts have dates, yes, dates and time. 11:06 a.m. Another one. What date is yours? I got the 3rd. I got the 3rd. I got the 3rd through the 7th. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. 5 days a week. Okay, what do you got? I got the 11th through the 15th. Oh. Miss Bradley, do you have anything? No, but I was there though. Okay. Your Honor, she worked in New Jersey and I also can submit her time clock stamps. We subpoenaed her job. She was at work in another state. That's hard? That's difficult? What is so difficult about a man saying, she is not allowing me to see my child? What is so difficult about that? What's so difficult about that? What's so difficult about that? Who said absolutely nothing? 2 points for you. That's why I don't believe in family court attorneys. I just don't. The beautiful thing, one of the things that I can truly say about Monroe County, Pennsylvania, that's what my case came out of, is they're not used to the nigga shit up there. When Atia LaShawn Bradley got the case moved to New Jersey was all on, oh, this is, mothers just do that. In Pennsylvania, it was like, no, we don't play that here. Family values and morals are important. What are you doing? So they held her in contempt. They did not play that, all right? So let's go back.
Because primarily, how do you prove parental alienation in a courtroom? This can be extremely difficult. This is because primarily the rules of evidence, what we're allowed to bring into court. What we will typically do.
Okay. When she say what we're allowed to bring into court. Okay. So let's just say, this is why I don't believe in family court attorneys. What we're allowed to bring into court. Do you think if I said, Your Honor, I got McDonald's receipts. Remember, I'm going to use mine for an example. I got McDonald's receipts. And my attorney said, no, I don't think they're going to let us use those. The fuck you mean they ain't going to let us use? What? What evidence? I would like to assume that when a father is trying to submit his version of evidence, that it is sound and sufficient other than she just didn't show up, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to give you another example of fostering relationship between father and child. I was in front of Judge Cummings on January 5th, 2006. That's when I got custody of my child. And Atia LaShawn Bradley, because one thing y'all got to understand about women is they are slick.com.net org. They're all of them motherfuckers. They are slick.com org. For real, edu, and they just got slick stacked on slick. So what Atia LaShawn Bradley didn't realize is that, because you're always going to be the dumbest individual in the world to them. What Atia LaShawn Bradley didn't understand is when we got a custody order from Pennsylvania and she moved to New Jersey, that was the standing order. Jersey modified the time. But here's the deal. If there are 5 things in a custody order and New Jersey modifies the time, the other 4 things remain. You can't say you can't say okay, I'm gonna be specific. Like I said, we ain't thinking. We're gonna be specific. I had a custody order from Pennsylvania that traveled over to New Jersey when Atia LaShawn Bradley moved to New Jersey. In that order, like I said, in Pennsylvania, they were smart. They wasn't gonna. They had in the order that the child is supposed to call me every night at 7 p.m. Right? I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying. On top of Atia LaShawn Bradley not bringing the child to the drop-off point, she did not. I was calling. This is a different time now. I was calling at 7 o'clock. However, the custody order said that the minor child was to call me. You see, as I stated earlier, when it's time for you to get custody, a woman will claim the child is sick. That's why they took the child to the doctors right on your custody time. That ain't nothing but a damn evidence, alibi for her bull. So we goes to court, and Atia LaShawn Bradley, I was like, I did as I told y'all now. I do things one at a time. I tell my clients, if you got 3 things on that chick, don't do all 3 of them at one time. Do one thing at a time. All right. So I goes into court. I said, she is false, because I know proper court terminology. I didn't say alienating. That's cool. I'm going with the shit I know that is just simple context. Fostering a relationship with father and child, meaning that you are trying to you're trying to construct it as opposed to allowing it to happen naturally. Like, and here's an example. If I call my daughter and say, "Hey, daughter, how you doing?" She look at her mom. Tell him, "You're okay." "I'm okay, daddy." "Oh, that's good. What you do today?" She looks at the mother and say, "Tell him at 3 o'clock you washed your feet and at 4 o'clock you ate." "Daddy, at 3 o'clock I washed my feet and at 4 o'clock I ate." That's the mother dictating to the child how to respond to you, as opposed to a natural communication. Natural communication. So you're trying to talk to your daughter or your child or your children, and it's being fostered. All right. So we goes to court, and Atia LaShawn Bradley is so back in the day. Tia LaShawn Bradley had a house phone. And I don't know if you guys understand house phones. But house phones had codes. If someone was on the phone, it would go, the pulse would go, boop, boop, boop. That's because somebody's on the phone. When the phone is off the hook, it'll go, boop, 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 boop. That is to help you indicate there's an emergency. The phone is off the hook. Whoever you're trying to call, you need to get on over there and see if something's wrong. What pulse do you think I got when I called Atia LaShawn Bradley? So Atia LaShawn Bradley, when I said, "Your Honor, we're here today because Atia LaShawn Bradley is fostering a relationship with no attorney. We're here today because Atia LaShawn Bradley is fostering a relationship with father and child. Your Honor, I call Atia LaShawn Bradley every day and she doesn't answer the phone." Judge says, "How about that, Miss Bradley?" And this is when you get the Seton Hall graduate with a graduate and an undergrad. This is when you get that, when she speaks. Oh my God, the eloquent bullshit. It is as the great what's his name? Passed away. Luther Vandross. "So amazing to be loved." It was so amazing to hear this woman talk bullshit. They talk bullshit so eloquently. So when a judge said, "Oh, how about that, Miss Bradley? He calls you every night and says you don't pick up the phone." Here's what she said. "I have no indication when now I'm Christopher. I have no indication when Christopher is going to call. I object, Your Honor." "Your Honor, the custody order says the child is actually supposed to call me. I'm not supposed to call." I said, "In addition to that, Your Honor, when I call her, it's a pulse." I said, "I got it recorded. I really don't need to enter it as evidence because I just want to let you know I brought it. I'm not asking to submit it." I said, "But Your Honor, when I call, it gets a fast pulse. Means Miss Bradley is in fact has the phone off the hook." She says, and that day, Atia LaShawn Bradley exploded like the little child that she is, that got her hand caught in the. And let me make sure I date this because I don't want her to look at this and say I'm slandering her. Today is the 19th of April, 2023. I want Atia LaShawn Bradley to run across this video and say that it must be out of the statute of limitations. And her friend, "No, girl, he even said the date. Girl, get him." And then she'll cower it out and say, "Girl, I ain't fucking with him." Yeah, good, because I trained her. I tell individuals, I trained Atia LaShawn Bradley like a fucking dog. I trained her. I'm not the one to quit. You better go get these little bullcrap stories with your old ghetto friends, and I'm not the dude. All right. Nonetheless, I'm sorry. I'm getting off topic. So Atia LaShawn Bradley is in court, and the judge said, is that right, Mr. Smith?" "Yeah, that's correct." "How about that, Miss Bradley?" She blew a gasket and ran out the courtroom. "I don't want to have nothing to do with this." And I left court with custody of my former daughter. But for an individual to say, "We're not allowed," or let me just be clear. The reason why evidence cannot be submitted is because your attorney is not fighting for you. he or she isn't. Your attorney should say, Your Honor, this is what your attorney should say. Your Honor, Mr. Smith want to submit this evidence. He was at the McDonald's every day. I'm not going to use that as evidence. Your Honor, I'm going to take this up with the ethics committee because if there's no other way a person can verify in this day and in this time, there's no other way a person can verify that he in fact was at a location. So Your Honor, for the record, I disagree with your decision and I am going to take this up with the ethics committee. How many of you will ever watch the video and your attorney said that to a judge? Never, none. They won't say that. They won't. That's why when she's saying it's hard for us, we got a restriction on evidence. She didn't say restriction on evidence, but she is talking about the limited evidence that they can accept. So we go to a guardian ad litem.
When we believe there is parental alienation, is we will ask for a guardian ad litem. And the guardian ad litem is an arm of the court. They have the ability to go.
An arm of the court. A guardian ad litem does nothing but get ironclad evidence to simply use against the fathers. Then you got to pay them. A guardian ad litem, if you ever use a guardian ad litem, if individuals say, well, we use guardian, I remember when I first started this company, I had a case in Pennsylvania. And these individuals kept saying guardian ad litem, and not to seem like I had no idea what they was talking about, but I had no idea what they were talking about. And I was like, a guardian ad litem? What the fuck is that? What is that? What a hearing officer. And people, I'm going to tell you this, I can't reiterate to you enough. Do not say, nope, I want all matters to go before a judge. All these little guardian ad litem's, these little these little pit nick workers, all these individuals that collect, everybody's gathering evidence. One person gets the evidence, the judge, and one person makes the decision. To hell with everybody else. All these pick me people. Oh, we're gonna pick me to do this. Pick me to do. Stop. When you go to court and they say you're going before a hearing officer, it is up to you to say it and stand strong on it when you do. I would like this matter to go before a judge. And when you say that, simply say after you say that, I plead the Fifth Amendment to any further testimony. Let that be your last words. If she say, yeah, he gay, he is transgender, he like to cross dress and flirt with little kids at the school. Don't budge. They're trying to get you to speak, because the second that you speak, you forfeit your actions prior to saying, I want this matter to go before you. You forfeit that. Okay? You forfeit it. Right? The attorneys ain't gonna tell you this stuff, because they all they do is they set your bunhole up for the poll. They're bunhole poll setter-uppers.
This is because primarily the rules of evidence, what we're allowed to bring into court. What we will typically do when we believe there is parental alienation is we will
stop and think about that for a second. Why wouldn't a certain piece of evidence be submitted? Why? It's called evidence for a reason. Why would it just say, "Oh, you was at the McDonald's every day? Prove it. I got receipts." No, I ain't gonna accept those. It came out the register at the location. Even my attorney, I had got an attorney for that. My attorney looked at it and say, okay, it has a store number on it. A store number. Sellersville Road in Strasburg. The judge could have took one of the receipts, called, I'm gonna recess, I'm gonna check this out. Cool. McDonald's of America, may I help you? Yes, I'm a judge ruling on a case. It's very important. I do understand that I may be infringing on your time, but I just simply need to know store number 8264185. Could you simply tell me what store that is? Oh, hold on. I'll send you to the store locator response department or whatever. Store located at the response department. Yes, I need store, whatever number I said. I don't remember the fucking number I said. I was guessing this shit. Store 8261Q-4. Oh, that's Sellersville in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Thank you. How do you say the limited evidence that we can bring in? Did you ever hear that? Have you ever heard that being said? Have you ever watched any what's that, Law and Order show? Have you watched any First 48? Have you ever watched the crime scene evidence people when they're at the crime scene and like, oh, what's that? Is that his wallet? No, we can't use that as evidence. Leave that, okay. Oh, damn. What is that right now? No, we can't use that as evidence. Do everything that support what you're saying. Is everything not allowed? Why not? Only in family court. Only in family court.
For a guardian ad litem. And the guardian ad litem is an arm of the court. They have the ability to go and talk to witnesses, talk to the children. And what's really great about a guardian ad litem is what the children tell the guardian ad litem becomes admissible in court.
I'm sorry, I was about to doze off, so that's why I stopped her. So let me tell you the biggest know about a guardian ad litem. You do know, not all of them, because I don't want somebody to come on here and say mine didn't do that. That's why I'm saying not all of them. But to be honest with you, I don't know one that did. And what is the did? I don't know one that came to court and actually openly told all of their findings to a courtroom. So as I stated earlier, you're going to be home and the mailman going to come. You're going to see him on your Ring doorbell and just drop your mail off and shit. You're going to go to your mailbox. You may not run. You're going to go to your mailbox. Oh, Superior Court. You're going to open it up. And due to the court findings, you get supervised visitation. Yeah. And then you're going to say, why? What the fuck? Why? Yeah, you. What the hell? What is this? What the hell is going on? No, you don't. You're not going to get. No. Mm-mm. And then guess what? You're going to be wondering why you only got supervised visitation. Yeah, you. Mm-hmm. You're going to be wondering. Because the guardian ad litem is going to submit evidence to the court. And it's going to be confidential. Yeah. I remember I sat in front of a hearing officer, is what they called it. Then they changed it to guardian ad litem. But I remember I sat in front of one. And said, I'm this, I'm that, I'm in the military, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, that meant nothing. Guardian ad litem's, they already have their decision made up. And then she's saying the good thing is that they listen to a kid. Well, they will tell you that your kid is not old enough to testify until they're 9 or so years old, 9 or 12. And then they're going to ask a kid, guess when they're going to interview the kid? They're going to interview the kid. They're going to tell the mother, okay, we're going to be there on Thursday at 8 o'clock. What do you think the mother's going to be doing at 7:45? What do you think she's going to be doing at 7:45? What do you think? 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 What do you think the mother's going to be doing? Yeah, that's right. Training and telling the kid what to say. If you want to go ahead and take a chance with a guardian ad litem, if you think there's an upside to it, that's you. Me personally, don't believe that. And I never will. I just never will. When I see individuals, when I see individuals and they say, no, I had a great guardian ad litem. Hey, that's good stuff. Go look. You ain't gonna see me you ain't gonna see me conversing with them. I'm just not. I'm just not. So let us do this now. Let us just look at a couple of comments that I have, and then we'll put a bow on this thing. So on a video that I posted, of course, on a video that I posted on TikTok, I posted it this morning and it's got 1,387 views. I am not surprised. We're going to look at some of the comments. Okay. Somebody put the child support is for judges' retirement on a video that I was talking about Guardian Enlighten. Okay. And then here's one dude. He said, I used a gal, Guardian Enlighten, and she always had huge success in my case as a full-time parent. I ended up with sole parental custody and the mom now pays me child support. Now, here's what I'm going to say about that. And I just came behind him and say good stuff. But here's the deal. His child's mom, crackhead, drug use, something flaw. Facts. And I don't even know the kid. I bet if I got to know him and say, yeah, so you got custody of your kid? Yeah, my child's mom was on drugs. Oh. Yeah, my child's mom was walking the streets. Yeah, my child's mom. And when a father gets custody, it's not a even Steven. It's the mother was way down in the depths of the dungeon. All right. Here's another comment. Been there, done that. Think that they are trying to do what's right. But nah, be careful. Right. They're not trying to do what's right. Here's another comment. The Guardian is just another lawyer trying to make money in business for the system. Says some more, but that's pretty much it. Here's another comment. So the child goes with the mother and the dad gets screwed. Yep. Here's a comment. The Guardian Enlighten was not even factored in. Of course not. Here's another comment. They make you pay for a guardian, and when they favor the man, the recommendation is rejected. Wow. Did I not just say that? So this is why people, if in fact you want to ever call us and get a consultation with us, it's for $50 via Cash App. I don't believe in family courts attorneys, and I never will. I will never believe in an arena where screw and then one good one. It's like a pit bull. When you have one, you're going to run around and tell people, yeah, but I got a nice one. Of course you do. Later, y'all.